Oh, my gorgeous peeps in my universal world of peeps. If you don't know me, you need to get to know me. My name is Momma Cherri. Hi, guys. There's a whole lot of people out there that do know me. How you doing? Well, I thought it has been so long, yes, too long, since we've actually come together that I wanted to do a end of the year roundup, okay? A lot of people who do know me know that I have been around now filming for a good 5, 6, 7 years. It's been a while, me and Kat. It's been 7 years, 7 glorious years. But even with the glory, sometime comes the gory, okay? The past 18 months have been rough. Well, almost 24 months, 2 years. A lot of you may know that in December 2022, Phil was diagnosed with lung cancer.
Who's Phil for the newbies?
For the newbies, Phil is my hubby.
My stepdad.
So you need to go back and check him out. He's the awkward one. He's lovely, but he was diagnosed with cancer, and at the time I was fostering as well. I've been a foster carer for many, many years. I've fostered over 75 kids. I'll get to that later because I've retired now. But I had to actually resign from fostering because I didn't think it was fair on a foster child for me as a family to be dealing with the trauma of cancer. And we just didn't know how the journey was. And let me tell you right now, they scared the bejesus out of us. They made it sound like we had about 3 months to go.
To be honest though, without the treatment.
And without the treatment, he probably did have 3 months. It was really, really rough. We had a holiday booked to New Orleans for his 70th birthday in February 2023. Everything was booked. Everything was paid for. We had to cancel it because he couldn't fly, because by the time he was diagnosed with cancer, it had already reached his brain.
Stage 4.
It's stage 4. It had metastasized all over his damn body. Child, we walked into the hospital for an appointment, not really knowing what was going on, to get a diagnosis on the spot, and then be told he had to go home with a cane because they were afraid he was going to fall and break his hip. I mean, we were scared. But this ain't a scary video, okay? Because things are so much better. You know me, my glass is always half full. It's always above that half full. I ain't never in that part where I'm sitting around looking, thinking, oh. So no, we got a plan. We just put it into plan that, you know what? If our time is short, we're going to live it. We are going to live with cancer. We are not going to die with cancer. So Phil was diagnosed, and then basically they told him that he had a special mutation. Now, when you hear the word mutation, I know I always think of monsters and goblins, and I think bad. I don't, goblins, whatever. You know me with my speech. But I thought a mutation was negative. Actually, it's a good thing because it meant that he didn't have to go on any chemotherapy. He had to do, I think, 2 treatments of radiotherapy just to try and reduce the cancer in his lung to begin with. And then he was able to go on a tablet, one of these magic pills. And he went on his magic pill. And with that magic pill, things started to turn around. We saw a huge difference. I mean, he had lost loads of weight. He was looking sick, sick, sick. I called the whole family together for a party to celebrate because I just didn't think he was going to make it. I'll be honest.
Honestly, most guests at that party were worried that was going to be the last time that they were going to see him,
yeah,
to be honest.
They were. And that was in February 2023. Now, let's go forward a little bit. So Phil so we're going to go forward just a little bit. So we're going to get to the point where things started to get better. Okay, guys, you know what you need to do right now. You need to stop what you're doing, put that tea down, put that tequila down, put everything down. The only thing I don't want you to put down is your phone or your fingers for your tablet or your computer, because I want you to, boom, hit that button right now and subscribe. I don't care what platform you're on, because you know what, Mama's global. I'm a global person. So come on, subscribe, become a patron, and like us, okay? Get back to the show. Okay, welcome back, guys. So, I thought it would be a good idea for us to start this in December 2023. Now, getting up to December 23 was a little bit rough because Phil had cancer. We were back and forth to the doctors, but things only went from bad to good to better. And yes, it did, because by the time we had reached, we weren't even allowed to travel. Phil was on the no-fly list. Yeah, you would have thought it was I ain't even going to say the word because it'll pull up a flag. And I don't need no flags. But you know that T word. But he wasn't. He started to get better. Really good. And so we went into the doctor, and our doctor said to us, he said, your journey is good. You're taking your tablets. You've put on weight, because you know I fed bejesus out of him because he had lost so much weight. Then he got to the point where I had to put him on a diet because that belly started getting big and kind of bearish because he was but then again, I think that was because he was on a lot of steroids as well. But he had even gone off drinking beer. Let me get back on track. Y'all know me. I can go off track in a minute. So it got to the stage where our doctor said, I think it's time you two treat yourself. I said, you ain't got to tell me more than once. Book a holiday. We still weren't able to fly, but I said, you know what? I may not be able to fly, but Mama can cruise. I love a cruise. Now, Phil wasn't that keen. He ain't that keen on for cruising. I don't know. You know what it is. Us, if you're from America, we kind of get into that cruising. The Brits, they're only coming to terms with a really good cruise, but, it always takes them time to catch up. But so I said, look, Phil, why don't we do something together that we've never done, and let's go on a little mini cruise. And we picked this cute little company called Fred Olsen. So it's a small cruise boat, and we decided to do the Christmas markets, and that was so much fun. Everything was perfect. We packed, we got everything ready. We got all the way to Southampton. Now, these cruises, like your old-fashioned cruise, the kind where you dress up. You got to dress up, and you got your evenings with the captain, and, just when you get to pull out your good stuff. So, Phil, he had his dress shirt, and because, me, I'll be ironing. All I wear, it's shake and wear. But Phil spent a whole day ironing his shirt, getting his dinner jacket, his DJ ready, trousers with, with that little bit down the side. He was going to be looking sharp. Child, we call the Uber. We get in the Uber. We get on the train. We get all the way to the ship. And then this look comes across his face. I go, Phil, what's the matter? He went, no, it's okay. I said, Phil, what's the matter? He had only gone and left his entire DJ suit hanging at the front door. At my front door. When they say shut the front door, that's what we did. We shut the front door and walked out. So I thought, you know what? It's the beginning of our journey. I'm going to put it down to his mids. That was the only way so I didn't get mad. I had to put it down to his mids. Because I tell you, I was fuming inside. But while I was fuming, bless him, because he knew I was going to be fuming. Because he knew I was looking forward to putting on my glad rags. Because it had been a rough year. He had actually, bless him, already walked up to someone of importance, somebody in a suit, and said, listen, my wife's going to kill me. I need help. And, and I guess, he's not the first person to have done this. Many people have done it. Well, on board, child, they had a little whole thing of what they call lost and found. So I think a lot of people go on these cruises and they think, I ain't wearing this DJ again. So they just leave it.
Can we explain what a DJ is?
A dinner jacket. Okay. A dinner jacket. So he was able to secure a dinner jacket, a white shirt, and trousers. And here we go. Let me get those. Yeah, let's so.
Oh,
careful.
Oh dear. Oh crikey. And then that's you.
And And this is what, can you see it?
Yes, it looks lovely.
And this is what I think we scrub up quite well. So we did the cruise, and we boarded at Southampton, and from, okay.
No, you can keep going.
Okay, from Southampton, we did the Christmas markets. And the Christmas markets, it took us to Hamburg, as well as Copenhagen and Oslo. So what I'm going to do right now is, I want you to sit, I'm going to just show you, while I'm talking, you can see that market? Don't it look good? Okay, this may be a little bit hard to see, but if you look closely, you can see these are the statues of the Beatles. The Beatles spent loads of time in Hamburg reforming, rehearsing, and getting their act together. And then they came back to England when they did the Love, Love Me Do, and then it was history from there. So, all right, that's it. Now we're going to head up to the market. So our cruise was absolutely fabulous. As you can see, by the time we got to, I think it was Oslo, it was so foggy we couldn't see nothing. And you can see that in this little piece that I'm about to show you right now. So this bit is from Oslo. And of course, I am not going on it. But there's quite a few people. Unbelievable as it may seem, I actually got Phil on a ride. We are going up on a Ferris wheel because we think this is going to be the quickest and easiest way for us really to see the Christmas market. So, here we go. Up and away. So this way we can kind of see over the town. Look this way. I mean, it's so foggy, we're not really seeing much of anything. But, hey, it is what it is. You got now on our hop on, hop off bus. And we have started. Okay, this is the Royal Palace. Alright, so we are going to see The Little Mermaid. This is what everybody comes to see. And there she is. That is your famous Little Mermaid. It's me. That's me, and that's the mermaid. Yeah. My love. All dressed up, suited, and booted. Bow, bow. Yeah, my love. See, Philly's in the lounge, preparing for our second formal night. Oh, yeah. We know how to party. All right, so now, back on the boat. We partied. But all good things must come to an end. We got off the boat, and it was now coming up to Christmas. Now, after a cruise, I didn't want to do no kind of cooking. So what I did was, my granddaughter, Elle, she announced to us that she was going to be doing all of the Christmas Eve. And we decided to meet on Christmas Eve. It was a beautiful occasion. I'm going to show you right now just a little bit of me and the family. And we did a contest with ugly Christmas jumpers as well. Yeah, you see that? It's Christmas Eve. And we are here celebrating as family. There's Kat. Say hi, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
And the whole family. Elle is putting this on for us. She's doing a special Christmas evening meal for us. And I am doing a starter. So I thought I would share the starter with you. It is my kind of throw it together Christmas wreath on a plate. Is to make it super, super festive. No? A candy cane. And there we have
that looks cute.
Our festive wreath Christmas starter. Mixed on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2023, I caught COVID.
Shoot, you did, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Look at that picture of me. Look at that test.
I forgot about that.
Yes, I COVID. I mean, I done avoided COVID the whole time. Although I say I avoided it, I think I was one of the pioneers. I think I was one of the very first people in this country to catch COVID because I actually caught COVID in 2019 December. Me and my foster child Harvey, we were sick as three dogs.
Didn't have a name then.
I had no name. All it had is pain, and I never in my life felt as ill as I felt those 3 weeks I was laid up in bed.
Do you know what? It was I think a week or two later, they had the first Brighton confirmed case.
Yes.
So, but it had already hit us.
But it already hit me.
Yeah.
So I caught COVID. So, Happy New Year's as I go into the new year. So, Phil is still on the good foot. We have every 3 months we have to go in for a checkup. We had our checkup in January, and his doctor basically said, "Guess what, Mr. Jones? I'm taking you off of the no-fly list." Well, he didn't even have to tell me that, but I don't even think we had even left the building before I had booked a ticket, because I was so happy that his health had improved, and it meant that we could finally fly away. So after we did COVID, after I come out of my COVID, I was like, I need to do something. I need to go. And The Color Purple had just arrived in the cinema. I hadn't been to the cinema since COVID. So Katrina said, "Come on, Mom, let's go."
No, we didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't go?
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, no.
It wasn't me, it was Andrea.
Phil took me. You're right, Katrina.
Wasn't me.
Phil and I, here's the picture. And I only know I said Katrina because it's a picture of Phil. And I went to see The Color Purple, which was absolutely fabulous. And then after The Color Purple, Katrina had been getting herself all busy with her father, Rachel. My daughter, Katrina, is now an accomplished director. You heard me? Director. London. And I did the food for it. So we went and we actually had the production of Ice, and it was absolutely fabulous. And then reworked Ray's play, Ice. If you haven't read the book, you need to. Here's a picture of it.
And here's a link too.
All right, here we are at Ice. Momma Cherri's done some food. We got some key lime pie. We got some meat, chicken and chorizo jambalaya. We've got our salads, macaroni and cheese, and a vegetarian jambalaya. Okay, so. And then after that, I went to the cinema again. I went to see One Love, Bob Marley, with Andrea. So it just felt like our life was coming back. Things were getting better. And I was doing all of these things really quickly. Then we got the news from his doctor that he could fly away. So I decided I wanted to go someplace that I'd never, ever been before. Poland. So we booked a flight to Poland. We went to Krakow. We are at the airport because Phil can fly again. Krakow. And one of the reason of going, she's laughing at me, and you call it Krakow?
Krakow.
Well, Krakow. We went to Krakow. Because I wanted to go to Auschwitz. Obviously I'd never been there before, but I was really curious. I wanted to see it. So I'm going to do these ones in silence, okay? And this is just to kind of honor all of those people who lost their lives. And what you're about to see, you're going to be shocked. Shoes, glasses, cosmetics, just everyday things that they were tricked into handing over. Now, being in Poland, was bittersweet because it was while we were in Poland that out of the blue, I got a face call from my sister-in-law, Tanya, and my brother, Craig. And this year, we're now in 2024, is the year where we're having I'm hosting a massive family reunion, which will come later in the story. But Tanya was ringing me because she said, I told Craig he need to ring his sister. And I said, okay, so what's up, brother? What's going on? And Craig then told me that his cancer was getting worse. He was looking for a new experimental treatment. He's done so many different trials, but it was very highly unlikely that he would be able to fly and travel over to the UK for the family reunion. Now, I know my brother. I know his soul. I can look into his eyes and into his heart. And as I lay there in the bed and I looked into his soul, I could tell that my brother didn't have much time at all. He just didn't. We came straight back to the UK. I shared this news with my daughter, Katrina. And I said, and Katrina misses out on a lot of the things happening in America. And so she said, look, Mom, I'm going to just book a ticket and go over because I want to see my uncle. If he can't come to me, I need to come to him. And I said, I think you should. And to make a long story short, literally within 1 week of him calling me while I was away in Poland, I then got the phone call saying, your brother has been rushed into hospital. You need to make your way here immediately if you wish to say goodbye. Now, I'd done this journey before with my mother, where I couldn't plan anything. I just had to jump and go.
You literally went the next day.
The next day, I was phoning around trying to find money because I didn't have the money to do it. But we did manage to beg, borrow. We ain't steal, but plead. And people donated to our cause, and they got me to America. And I said, the previous year, I had the most fabulous family holiday with my brother. We went to Israel. And I said, you know what? That's how I want to remember him. I want to remember my brother laid out on the deck chair, me laid out next to him, us shooting the breeze, us shooting the tequila, having fun. So I said, no, fine. My daughter, Kristen, who lives in America, I said, my daughter will go. I will have my daughter be there for me because I need to make arrangements to make my way over to America to spend some time with my family.
She FaceTimed with him. I actually got to speak. I'd already booked my flight. I'd already booked my ticket, but it was too late. So we got to FaceTime with him, and he knew. He knew we were there. And I said, "Oh, it's me." He smiled, and he thought I was in the room. I was like, "No, I'm on the phone." But yeah, we moved over the following.
Like 2 or 3 days later. Yeah, so literally I said to him, I just want to be in the room. Yeah. That's it. Have that phone in the room. So the phone was in the room. I was able to talk. I was able to cry. But my brother sadly passed away. So we had to fly over to Houston. Yeah. So when I got to Houston, there was tons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. You're going to be going behind all of this. I went to a rodeo. So
that was the thing. I mean, although we were going over to celebrate my Uncle Craig's life, that's what we did. We celebrated
his life.
We didn't go over there and everyone, we were there to enjoy being together as a family.
Yes.
And remembering him for the things that he loved best, which was fun.
It was fun. We went to a soul food festival because I was very curious. So you're going to be seeing. I just discovered that there is a soul food festival going on, and you know I'm all about the food. So we're about to head out to go to a soul food festival here just outside of Houston, Texas. So you're going to be seeing pictures of the soul food festival. We went to restaurants. I got to hang out with cousins that I haven't hung out with in years. My cousin Cynthia, she bought me tickets to see Rick James on stage, and you know Mama partied. Oh yeah, we partied. And then my family loved to play. We love games. We love, kind of gambling amongst ourselves with card games and basically shooting the breeze and what do we call bragging rights. That's what we did. So we played lots of card games and we had fun. We are going to a rodeo. Yeehaw! Mama's about to get down in Texas.
What, you want to do that?
Here at the big stadium. Look at this. Here with the family. I see it. There we go. So, I'll come right back to you once I get my ticket.
Don't stick your hand in any hot water. I got cook's finger.
So while we were there for the funeral, we decided that we wanted this to be a celebration of life. And my brother Craig, he always celebrated. And Craig was a dresser and a half. Craig could party, but Craig had style. And sometimes, you have these funerals which is great. Some people want funerals that are very kind of downbeat and sad and somber. Some people want celebrations of life where they tell people to dress up in bright colors. We decided that we wanted a red carpet event because my brother was red carpet, basically. Excuse me. So it was almost kind of like a black tie event. And when I say people showed up, they showed up and showed out. You can see it. I'm talking, you can see it. We were dressed to kill. Well, not to kill.
Impress, Mom. Dressed to impress.
No. Well, okay. Not dressed to kill. Wrong words for a funeral. We were dressed to thrill.
Impress.
And impress. I need to blow my nose now, making me laugh. Where's my tissue? And then I was blessed. Very blessed because some of my closest friends actually came, because Craig was loved throughout the community, and it was down in he lived in Texas, and we're originally from the Pennsylvania area, but the amount of friends and family who showed up, who traveled to see and just basically to say goodbye. And after the funeral, we then went back to my niece's place.
Mansion.
Well, of course, mansion, where we partied. Because it was kind of like a wake, but this wasn't no wake. This was a family cookout and throwdown. Wonderful. It was so much fun. So we all hung out together and we got to take group photos. But the saving grace of them photos is when I look back on them, Lord have mercy, I was big as a house.
I was bigger than the house.
And me and Katrina, we both took a big good look at ourselves and said, we got to do something. Yeah. Okay, we didn't address it for a while, but we knew a change had to come. Yeah. Had to come. So, after we got back from America, because I was over there for almost a month, yeah. I come back and it was Easter time because this happened in March. March, April time. So we did Easter, and through Easter, we just kind of celebrated again as a family. And then after Easter, I've been having a few problems with my belly down here. Well, for years.
Most of your life.
Most of my life. And I decided finally to go in and have it looked at. This is what happened. Here I am.
in my private suite at the Momma Cherri Private Hospital in Brighton and Hove. I'm about to go in for a procedure. I'll let you know how it goes, but all I can say is they sticking something up my butt to take some pictures to make sure I'm okay. I'll be okay, but it's a little bit worrying. But you know what they say. It might be full of shit, but it's all coming out. Yes, it is.
Yes, y'all see me. Yes, I went to a private hospital. I was in a private hospital.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was diagnosed with diverticulitis. You know what? I can barely.
Diverticulitis.
It's diverticulitis. Yeah. I can say that word now. Which, look it up, because I ain't even going to go through it, because it's quite gross. But at least I now kind of knew what was wrong with me. Now, at the same time of this diagnosis, Katrina came to me and she said, "Oh, Mom," because this is the way it works with the two of us. Things just happen. We are the applyingest people in the world. We will apply for an award with a heartbeat. We applied for the YouTube award. We got it. We applied for the second one. We got it. Well, then there was this new award that was out, which was to get a year's membership at Soho House. Y'all heard of Soho House?
Of course, but globally, not just here.
It's global. And it started in London, but it's kind of, now me personally, I'll be honest with you, I ain't for that kind of private stuff, really. However, this is with a difference. Soho House is because of the type of people that are the membership. It's for people involved in the entertainment business. Yes. Creative people. And I'm a creative person. And normally, these sort of awards, they go out for young people. So this was an award to try and get diversity and people of color, young folk.
See, we didn't read the things. It was for under 27s and we didn't even realise. We just applied.
I didn't even realize it. It was for under 27s because they wanted to get young people and just diversity around the world. So I said, okay, this is what we do, Katrina. We're going to send out two separate ones. You put one and I'll put one. So we both put in an application and forgot all about it. Forgot all about it. And next thing I know, I guess it was a couple of months down the road. Long few months. What was even after family reunion, so it was a long time. So next thing I know, I get an email saying that I have been accepted. And I was so thrilled, and I did a Zoom call. And then when I'm sitting on this Zoom call with all these young folk, I'm looking out, and then they started talking about the program, talking about it was for under 27s. And I said, "Excuse me." And they said, no, it's okay, Mama. And they said they had actually opened it up because they realized that, when I was that age, there weren't these programs about. So I actually have now a worldwide membership. And I'm telling y'all right now, I use that bad boy. I went to see On Vogue. Have a look at this. Oh, yeah. I was partying because they get in all sorts of people. And I love it. And I love basically taking my friends, being able to take my friends to an adult place. It's laid back. It's chilled. Brighton Beach House is so cool. So y'all can call me whatever you want. Just call me a member.
Honestly, it's so good.
I love it. Absolutely love it. If you've been following us over the years, you will know that Katrina is like, I don't know. Let me see. How can I describe her? She a traveler.
Littlest hobo.
She like the littlest hobo. That child will pack up in a minute and move house. I swear, since doing this channel, you have lived in four places, different places.
No, 5. When we started, I was in Woodingdean with Jason.
Oh, yes, you
then
were.
I moved to Clarendon Villas in Hove. Then I moved to Morscombe. Then I moved to Clifton. And now I'm 5 houses.
5 houses in 7 years. That's a lot of moving about.
Because I rent, and a lot of the time, when the recession happened, people were selling their properties, wanting to ask for ridiculous amounts of money for their property, or putting you in a place and it's filled with mold. So nice. And basically, Katrina sometimes she puts up with stuff for far too long. Yeah. One of the third house she was in was riddled with mold, and I said, you got to get your butt out of here.
And she finally moved out of there, only into another place that looked beautiful on the outside.
6 months later.
But 6 months later, mold was everywhere. And I said, we are getting you out of here. We're not even staying. We are not going into another year's lease. So we got her out. And now she is in the most beautiful place.
Amazing.
It's an apartment. And I think that's what she needs.
That's what we needed,
she needed an apartment. I mean, you grew up in flats.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm used to.
You know, and it's brand new.
So nice.
It's got lovely facilities. It's just perfect
Put it this
for
way,
her.
it's for bougie people that've got money, but because it's a new build, they have to offer out a certain amount of properties, you know, for people that have lived in the area, key workers like teachers, nurses, and also people with disabilities. And I've got disabilities, so I was able to secure one of the properties. And it's incredible.
And it's incredible, and it's made. And you know what? And I think, and I mean, okay. And going throughout this period, Katrina has been ill. She's had depression. She's had. You want to just tell them a little bit about how you know, just your journey. Here's Katrina.
Hi.
Okay, so we were talking about she's moved into her new flat. And I'm telling you, sometimes the surroundings can make a huge difference to your mental health. Because, hey, we're filming, so that should tell you something.
Yeah,
Go on,
so,
tell them.
I have got inflammatory bowel disease. I've got a permanent ileostomy.
Slow down.
I've got inflammatory bowel disease with a permanent ileostomy, which means I have a bag. I don't have a colon. But because it's an autoimmune illness, basically it's like Pokemon. Once you get one, you're going to get them all. And so over the past decade, I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. At one point, they thought I had arthritis, but actually it's fibromyalgia. I've got sleep apnea. It just went on and on and on. And so I was really, really poorly, really unwell. And, you know, when you're living with chronic illness, your mental health suffers as well. So they'll be able to hear me. It's fine.
I'm just moving them.
But
We got fancy new mics.
If you touch it, though, it's going to make it distort. So just leave it.
There we go.
Just
There we
leave it
go.
there, it's fine.
All right, go on.
It's fine. Yeah. So, and I think having to move all those times and not having the security of knowing that we had a home that we could stay in permanently was also really difficult for the children as well. So finding this place and knowing that I've got a 3-year lease now.
Hallelujah.
You know, and then I can extend it for 5. It's just been an absolute game changer. Oh yeah, and I was the diabetes. Yeah, I mean I got diabetes. That's how I got on the tablets by myself. Then
Fat diabetes.
I got diabetes, sleep apnea, depression, fibromyalgia, inflammatory bowel disease. I think that's enough to be getting on with. Do you know what I mean? So
as well as she's single. So let me just tell y'all now.
Mum, oh my Lord.
I am on the lookout for a husband.
Oh my God.
I'm going to bring it up right now.
Or a wife. I'm not fussy.
Or a wife. It could be both.
Either.
You could be trans.
Honestly,
we don't care.
I'm
we are looking for a partner.
Pansexuals. I don't give a.
We are looking for a partner for my child because she's got a beautiful soul. She's got a beautiful heart.
Oh my gosh.
She got a mother who will support the relationship.
Oh my gosh, Mom.
But she ain't doing it by herself the right way. So I'm doing it the way what do they call? I'm a matchmaker. matchmaker, find her a match.
I don't have a choice in this either.
No, she ain't got no choice. No choice. I'm going to start a podcast purely dedicated to finding a partner for my child.
Oh my God.
So that's that part. All right, Katrina, I'll stop embarrassing you. Go on. Let me move on. Okay. Yeah. All righty. So, y'all, like I tell you, I will enter any competition going. That's just in my nature.
Opportunities, isn't it?
Opportunity is an opportunity. Well, I can remember last year watching this TV program called Aldi's Next Big Thing. And it was about people going off to Aldi supermarket and pitching their supplies and their products. Well, everybody should know me. My love dust, baby. Yeah. Peong. So I said.
Peong's become part of the.
It's part of it. It's part of my jingle. So I said to Katrina, look, you know what? I'm going to see if I can send. So if there was an application online, so I just filled it in, as you do. I send it off. Next thing I know, I get a phone call from one of the producers. They say, oh, we love your product. We love your application. But what we'd like to do is talk to you a little bit more about it. So I said, hey, talking ain't nothing. Talk is cheap. I can talk about it. So I talked about my Love Dust product. And then they said, well, we will get back to you because we're still in the process of picking the people who are going to be appearing on the show. So I waited about a month, and then I got a phone call, and I said, "You have been selected." So I was like, "Yay!" So what I did was I went up to Aldi, to their studio, to their up in
headquarters, wasn't
their
it?
headquarters is the headquarters, which is kind of up north. I forget the name of the place, but up north. So I caught the train up there. I took up my products. I had to put together a tray to show everybody my life story on a tray of the product. My Love Dust. Love Dust is my hand blended all occasion seasoning. So I went up. I filmed, and after I filmed, I didn't quite get through to the next stage, and the reason was because they said, well, I'm going to let them show you what they said.
Momma Cherri.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm seasoning my pot.
Okay.
I'm adding some heat to it,
Yeah.
and then I add my all-occasion seasoning, Mama's Love Dust.
Philadelphia, born and raised, Momma Cherri arrived in the UK in 1978 after she landed a part in a West End musical. Missing her American soul food seasoning, she created her own secret blend using spices readily available in the UK.
What I am pitching to Aldi is my Love Dust. It consists of 20 different ingredients, herbs and spices, combining my American roots with my African history and my current UK flavors.
Momma Cherri lives in Brighton, where she used to run a soul food restaurant. She now makes her Love Dust at home and sells online to people around the world.
It's called Love Dust because when you taste it, it ends up in one thing, love, at the base of your belly. It would mean the world to me to get it into Aldi because I think that when you put these seasonings in your pot, it takes you to another place.
I wish you the very best of luck, and I
Thank
look forward to
you.
seeing your pitch.
So they even came down, even though I didn't make it into the final, they came down to my studio and filmed with me. So I thought, well, at least I know I'm not going to be cut from the final bit. So that was really nice, and it aired. And the reason they said they couldn't get, because my product was too premium. Now I ain't never been called premium in my life.
Well, you know, you had joined Soho House. Maybe that was part of it.
I had what?
Joined Soho House. That was part of it. You know, too bougie.
I hadn't joined
No,
it.
we hadn't even realised yet. Yeah.
Listen, that application went in for Soho House. I never even got the application. I didn't know I even got it until I got my membership started in September.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't bougie yet. So that was my journey with Aldi. And then I tell you, it's like buses. Mm-hmm. One come and another one keeps coming. As soon as I had finished my filming for Aldi, I get another phone call. I said, Mama's on a roll. And this time, it was from these people saying, we are auditioning. We're looking for extras to be a part of a film that's being a Hollywood film. I mean, yeah, right. Being filmed over here in England. And they're looking for Americans who have the right to work. That's me. So I said, fine. So they came out. They asked me to send in an audition tape.
Hilarious.
One of the self-tapes. So Katrina came over and we did this self-tape. Now, normally these self-tapes are like, what? No more than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
they're short. Quite specific. But they didn't give me the details, so I didn't care. So I just went off on a tangent. You know, they were saying, and the thing is, they wanted to know if you believed in the supernatural. And I was talking to...
You did do that, I remember.
And I said, you cannot grow up in America, be black, and don't know about the Holy Ghost. So I think that line and my reaction kind of caught them. So I got a phone call and they said, we actually would not just we want to offer you a part in the film. So I was very excited thinking, oh, good, I'm going to be an extra. You know, here I am, 69 years old. I ain't never really been in a feature film. This is something good, something new. They said, no, we want to come out and audition you for a speaking part. I was like, okay.
You still had no idea how big it was.
And I still had no idea. So they came out to me, and y'all know me. I'm kind of big. They did the tape with me, and they gave me the lines. I read them. I interpreted them the way I thought they should be. And then she said, Momma Cherri, that was great, but could you bring it down a touch? So I said, of course. So I did the next tape, and then she went, that's good. A little bit more. Bring it down. By the time I finished my audition, I think I was talking like this. And I was very much like this. Because I didn't know what they wanted from me. And she said, it's perfect. I said, okay, that's what you want, that's what you get. So I got cast in the film. Now, I still did not know what the name of the film was. I didn't.
You signed an NDA, didn't you?
I didn't know who the director was. Then they made me sign some MDA. Is it an MDA?
NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
So when they pulled out this piece of paper, I said, well, who am I working with? I don't know. I said, well, you ain't got to worry about me because I don't know who these people are. I ain't going to say nothing. And then they dropped it on me.
Are you allowed to talk about it now?
Well, I think at this stage, I can say, because they have now talked, I'm not going to say the name of the film. You can look it up yourself.
Yeah, but they have dropped that it's happening.
Oh, they've dropped it. All I can tell you is the director, Yorgos Lanthimos, Greek director, starring Emma Stone and Jesse. I'm not going to say the last name.
Also, Alicia Silverstone's in it.
And Alicia. So, I'm in it. And guess what? I got a name.
She got credited.
I'm going to be credited. So, when it comes out in November 2025.
Red carpet, Mum.
2025, look, and they said, what do you want to be known as? And I thought, you know what? Shoot, I'm going to put every name in there I can. So, look under the credits. Sharita Momma Cherri Jones. So I filmed that, and that was so much fun.
Put it in the comments if you work it out. Put in the comments what you think the film
what
is.
the film is.
It has actually now been.
It's been out. People they talk about it. So I just can't say too much. And as you notice, I put up a few pictures. I've scrubbed out his face, but I've left his curly locks. But I had to show y'all my trailer. I had a trailer. So, Momma Cherri has actually been in a feature film. So now we're going to stop.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're filming when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
It's filming. So you can
Okay.
start.
Alrighty. Alright, here we go. So, we are now at June. Okay, we're halfway through the year. So
We're only halfway through.
We're only halfway through the year. It's been a busy year. Very busy. And June is when my family came over for our family reunion. Friends and family. I had my best friends, Robin and Ann, who are Katrina's godparents. They flew over. I rented a special Airbnb. All of my family members had their own little Airbnbs. We named them all different houses because, that's the way we roll. So, okay, Katrina, name off the houses.
Okay, so we had, oh my goodness, we had the Narrow House. We had the Trap House.
The Trap House.
They were the naughty ones. We had the Soul Food Shack. We had the Princess Parlour. That was my place. And what was DJ's? A love song or something. Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah,
they called their something.
They got something random.
Yeah, and the Narrow House.
And then we said the Narrow House, and then you had your dad's house.
Oh yeah, and then there was the hotels. People were staying. So many
people were in hotels, but it was fabulous, and and I hired a community hall, and because it was something that I've been planning for years and had to cancel because of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in 2020.
Yeah. I opened it up to friends and family over here in the UK, and it was fabulous because it was our closest people came out to support us. You've got a lot of pictures, and they're just going through. Just keep a look. But what I want you to look at is the smile on people's faces.
Also, the age ranges.
Yeah.
It went from like newborn babies up to,
to 80. Up to 80.
It was fabulous.
I took my aunts to a festival, a Caribbean festival in Hove Park. My God, that was a trip. Tried walking them through because 3J doesn't do a lot of walking, but she had to do some walking here. And I took my aunt BJ to a pub. She said she had some of the best wings she had ever had in her life.
And then tried to order them, and I was like, oh, BJ. She tried to get me to order them for her, like a food delivery.
I know.
And I was like, BJ.
I know. It's funny. We had a games night at Katrina's. That was fab. You'll see photos of that. Then you've got me and my girls in the hot tub. I'm going to show you.
Trip as well.
We did a London trip. We took them from here. We did a trip from Brighton up to London where they did the hop on, hop off bus and river cruise. And in the middle of it all, Katrina, her dad, and Kristen, who flew over, they had to get all dressed up and suited and booted for another red carpet event because it was what anniversary was?
No, it wasn't. It was the Starlight Express had come back.
Well, Starlight Express after 40 years, though. Yeah.
So they've it's back on in the West End, and Dad was the original Rusty in Starlight Express.
Yes.
But one of the producers is a guy called Michael Harrison, who I was at drama school with.
Oh, really?
Class, yeah.
Wow.
In fact, when Dad came up to visit us in university, Michael said to him, I'm going to cast you in something one day. I'm not here to be an actor, I'm going to be a producer, and I'm going to cast you in something one day.
Never.
And Dad went, oh, no, you're not. And then he cast him the bodyguard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. So have a look at a picture of this. This is Katrina, her dad, and then above it, I put the picture of them when they were children, when they went to see Starlight Express. Yeah. So they went off and did that. So that was fabulous. And we had an absolutely, I mean, this reunion is epic. I even turned it into a film. And my friend Robin, as you'll see in one of the pictures, got her very first tattoo. So I was just so happy.
Oh, yeah, and I took Robin to Devon for that wedding, and then we went to Stonehenge.
Oh yeah, you took her to Stonehenge, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so after that, let me just look. So we are now moving closer to. We've done June, July.
July was awful. That was nonsense.
When July started, I got ill.
So did I.
And Katrina got ill. And I don't know if it was just the rundown and the run up and run down to the whole year before, how active and busy. But all of a sudden, I was bedridden.
Yeah, so we both were. Katrina
was stuck in bed, and I developed severe pains in all of my joints. Every joint in my body. My left shoulder, I could not move it. They thought it was arthritis. Then they thought it was bursitis. Yeah. Then they put it down to polymyalgia. And then they didn't know what it was. But in the end, I was the entire month of July, I was in bed.
Yeah, we both were.
I could not physically move. Yeah. I cried a few times because I thought, is this what getting old feels like? Because it felt like my body had totally abandoned me. And just said, I'm on my own. I'm staying in the bed. You can do what you want to do up there in your head. And my head is busy. Then it got to the point where I scared myself because my head wasn't even busy. Because I didn't even care anymore. I just stayed in the bed. And I was back and forth to my doctors. I had an injection in my shoulder. That didn't work. So then she said, well, the only thing we think we can do is put you on steroids. So I said, go on. You're going to have to do it because I just can't carry on like this. So it was in August, end of July, that she decided that she had to put me on some kind of a steroid situation. And then after I got on the steroids is when I then got notification that I had received the award to the Soho House. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I need to visit this place. I need to get up out of this bed. So I had said to Phil, look, Phil, I can't just stay in bed. This is crazy. And Phil hadn't seen his family since his diagnosis the year before. So I said, I think it's time for us to go to Manchester.
For his birthday, because they thought that was the last.
Well, that was the last year before.
Yeah, the year before, yeah.
I'm saying we're now a year on, Katrina.
Yeah.
He hadn't seen him since they'd seen him so poorly.
Yeah.
So we decided. Oh no, we did go up once, but he was still a little bit poorly. Yeah. So we decided to travel up to Manchester. So we went up to Manchester, and his family, they love a Chinese meal. Mm-hmm. So there they go. So we went out and had a lovely Chinese meal. And then when I got back from... Okay, here we go. When I got back from the actual wedding, from going up north, I had a wedding to do. Literally, I did this wedding, which was in a barn. It was beautiful. And I needed to kind of get back to work. And actually, that wedding came just before I took to my bed.
Yeah, you did that
because
you got sick.
That
was in July.
That was in July.
And I couldn't help you because
you were already in bed sick. Yeah. But I decided to go and do the wedding. So you can see some photos from the wedding. It was absolutely beautiful affair. But then after I did the wedding, we are then now coming up to September, where I had a festival to do. And that was the Aging Well Festival. So, and in my studio kitchen, I hosted the over 50s to learn about soul food and to eat and cook. So this is some photos and pictures of my journey with them. I love working with the Over 50 Club. Then I got booked for another daggone wedding. And this wedding was in Kent. And this is with friends of ours.
Kristen's. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Stop.
Okay. And then I got some excellent news. My daughter, Kristen, had just been approved to buy her first house. So, that's every parent's dream, is to get their children to the point where they're self-sufficient. So my daughter Kristen now, she has her husband, she has her house. Now we need to get Katrina the same. Okay, I'm coming back to that one, but I will get there.
I'm happy as I am.
I know you are, but we're still gonna get you one.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you a husband or a partner. I'm gonna get you a partner. Then I went on and I did some outside catering. My jobs all of a sudden started to pick up. I was still a little bit, I'm on the steroids and they're starting to work. So I'm making myself get up and get out. So I did a Star Trust banquet for some of the winners, my dentist. After that, I went to a book launch before the book launch, I went over to my friend Rob Starr. He cooked for me, which was fabulous. And he cooked up a meal in a green egg. There's a video there. Have a look at that. We'll link it. And then you can actually see all of the fabulous food. But I'm also so proud of him. His new novel, The First Widow. I don't read. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't read because I can't see that well. But I got me out some glasses. I put on them glasses. When I went on holiday, I decided to read his book. It's fabulous. Check it out. First Widow. Okay? Then, after that, I thought, daggone, what's happening? All of a sudden, we's in demand. Yes. Ice was invited to appear at the Black Theater Awards. Yes, Katrina's production, and where Ray was on stage giving a 5-minute monologue of a section of the play, and it was just such an honor.
It's amazing because the theatre that was at is where The Lion King is normally on, and Dad was in The Lion King. 20 years ago.
So it was great. So it was kind of like being back home, being right back at home. Now I forgot to say, while I was in Manchester, I got to do one of the things that I love a dub. I got to go to the Coronation Street experience. Now, you guys over there in America or the rest of the world may not know what it is. It's a soap opera. I love a soap opera. If I could be a housewife, I would be. The Housewives of Puerto Salada. But I went to the Coronation Street thing. That was fabulous. And then, I guess, I've been over here for over 40 years. And for the very first time, I attended a funeral. Yes, a funeral in a church. I've been to kind of like, cremations and things like that, but I've never really been to a funeral. And this was at one of the oldest churches. At this church, y'all ready for me? 800 years old. America wasn't even thought of 800 years ago. But that just shows you the rich history over here in the UK. And it was my neighbor across the street, because I'm close to people on my street. And then, give me a little break here. Oh, yes. And then, did I say I did a second wedding?
You still haven't mentioned Stephen's wedding.
Yeah. So then I did another wedding. And this was for Stephen. Bless him.
Stephen was my sister's best person at her wedding.
At her wedding. And Stephen is obsessed with Kylie Minogue. So Stephen had a tribute act, and she was really good. So I'm going to just show you a few photos of Stephen with his husband and with the actual Kylie tribute band, which was just absolutely brilliant. And then, wait a minute, there's one more thing I'm missing. Huh? And because Phil is on the He Can Fly Again list, we decided that because both of us, and me with my bad health recently, and with all of the good things that we have been celebrating, we needed a break. So we booked ourselves a very quick getaway to Italy. We love going to Italy. And we went back to Venice, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Here's a little bit of Venice. Okay. And we then went to Florence. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Everybody in the world says, oh, Florence is the most beautiful place in Italy. Oh, it's stunning. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't get it. I was so underwhelmed. However, and only because the buildings, because I like architecture, and in Florence everything is ochre yellow and burnt orange, and with the black bits running down the side. It just wasn't that pretty to me. But when I went in that museum and I copped a look at David, took me back to my youth.
Oh, Mom!
I'm sorry, took me back to my youth. Shoot, I'd snuggle up with David any day of the week. I love it. And Phil gets all like, I said, it's a statue. Get a grip. It's a statue. Because I tell you, I was like there. If you ever get a chance to go to Florence, you got to check out David because he's fabulous. So we did that holiday, and that was absolutely wonderful. Had a really good time. Now we're back in the UK. We're getting ready for Christmas, settling down, just trying to pull things together. But I think this is a good time to reflect. You need to reflect on, because sometimes you forget your blessings because you take things for granted. And I had to write stuff down because, when you say, well, what did you do this year? You can, if they asked you that right now, you maybe pull out 2 or 3 things, and you don't realize the richness of your life and all of the good things that happen in your life. And I just say to people, take time to breathe, take time to step back and enjoy. But if you get the occasion, record it. It could either be this way, visually, or just manually, old-fashioned. Keep a diary, because these are the things that we're going to pass down in history. Yeah. These are the things that will shape the next generation. Okay? So, guys, thank you for sitting with me. I know this has been a long one, and it's going to be even longer when I put it all together. However, thank you. I appreciate you. I want you to turn around to someone right now, look them in the face. Katrina, I love you.
Oh, I love you more.
And that's what I want you to do. I want you to tell someone how you feel about them.
Give their flowers while they're still here to receive them.
Exactly. Let's celebrate life while we can enjoy it. I don't want no flowers when I go to die up there and that. I would rather spend some time with you. Go out and have a cup of tea with you.
Yeah.
Go to the cinema with you.
Yeah.
Do little things that we can look back on and reflect and say, yeah, wow, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember when we did that? This is what this is about. Yeah. It's about memories. Yeah. So I think this is a perfect time for me to basically say to everybody, you know what? A little bit of peace, a whole lot of love, and so.
What are you doing? Absolute mental.
Getting caught up in my feelings. Love.
Mad as a box of frogs.
From the mama. Goodbye.